Junko and the Taliban, the people who did the stuff to
Hmm.
Junko and the Taliban.
Hmm.
So here's my question:
So who's more worse?
Is it worse to do a bunch of bad things to one person, or to just kill a bunch of innocent people, but you don't really torture them or anything?
I would say I was thinking about this. I might be fucked up for saying it, but I think if you brutally torture a person for with no motive, that's worse than rolling up in a house and shooting it up with an AK-47.
With the motive?
Well, yeah, exactly, with a motive.
Why?
Because at least most of the time in the Taliban or Middle Eastern fighters' sakes, they do it because according to their religion, if you're not a part of it, they have like it's their duty to kill you. But the
Uh,
thing is, picking
I don't think motive
what do you
really.
say?
I don't think motive, for me at least, motive. I don't care about your motive because that's like a police type thing. Police care about motive. I'm not a policeman. I don't care
Hmm.
about your motive. So unless you're like defending your life, if you don't, if you don't, because I know some people will like be like, um, oh, I can't tell. I've seen like interrogations like, oh, I can't tell you, or oh, I don't know. I can't tell you. Like, I don't know why I did it. I just randomly, they don't have a good defense. I
Hmm.
don't care about your motive if you don't stand up for yourself and say why you did what's wrong. I just care if you did it or not. So
Yeah.
yeah, those what those people did was very evil, and like I mean, there's no need to even go into it because if you know the story of Junko Furuto, then you understand why it's bad. But at the same time, I mean, you gotta understand the Taliban killed like I think 2,000 people died on 9/11 alone. So it's not just going up
Hmm.
and shooting a random person's house. They literally killed 2,000 people. Like when you span out all the family trees and stuff that is, I think that person's much worse than them or those group
Oh,
of
I thought we
people.
were doing generally speaking,
Nah,
like,
we talked about the Taliban
oh,
and then
like,
them.
yeah, a strict one. Yeah, I would probably say that the Taliban, like, they've done way worse stuff. You included our U.S. military, but I think, if we were to talk about like evil people who torture and with no motive, um, versus like what the Taliban does, I would say that the evil people, are
So,
worse. But in this specific case, like just the Japan story and the Taliban, I'd say yeah, the Taliban in that case.
oh, because you were just
Um,
you literally just said that the people in Japan are worse than the Taliban.
hmm
Like you literally just
Yeah,
said that.
I thought we were doing that as in like I didn't know we were comparing them just
Well,
like
you brought it
strictly
up.
how it is. I thought yeah.
Well, you
Well,
said that
I
though.
was doing it like generally speaking. The Taliban
Mm,
is less worse
well, but that's like specifics,
than
bro.
those people.
You're saying generally, but you're specifically saying the Taliban. Like,
Or any Middle Eastern or ISIS, man.
but that's what
It's
I'm
like,
saying. They've killed so many more people that
well, that's
like
what I
they don't
mean.
even amount
Yeah.
to. I mean, yes, what they did was like, of course, it was evil. There's not even a conversation there. But it's like,
Hmm.
because in that case, you can kill like 3 million people, but since that person did something focused on one person for a long period of time, they're still worse, only because they didn't have a motive. But I don't even think a motive
No.
is a good enough reason to say, okay, well, I not even empathize. I understand. Like at least it makes sense. Cause it's like
Hmm.
there's a bunch of Muslims who still don't abide by that. It would be different if all Muslims or all Christians or everyone was doing this exact same thing. But obviously, not everybody thinks the same way because there's not terrorist attacks constantly happening because not all Muslims think that
Hmm.
way. So I don't care if it's if I guess you were saying that your religion does it because religion's also been used to for slavery and predators and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
it's like your motive doesn't matter to me. I don't really care about your motive. I just care what you did. Unless you're
Yeah.
defending your life or something, then I can care less about your motive. Because if not everybody has the same idea who still has your same belief structure, then you're just twisting the motive. You're twisting whatever you're going off of, your reasoning, to fit what you really want to do, which is obviously cause mass destruction and murder.
Hmm.
I mean, uh, oh, we messed it up. We didn't get enough. We
Oh
gotta get
shit.
10. We gotta get 10 of our things. But yeah, that's just me personally.
No, yes. So which is worse? People, people evil enough to the degree of the Japan, or like Taliban? Because I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like if we're just comparing each event to each
Those two
event, then the
specifically,
Taliban,
or do you mean in general terms now? I'm asking
in
just
general terms of like evil people who would do something to the degree of the Japan, or the Taliban. So evil people who would do
but
stuff
like,
with
are
no
the people
motive,
who are
or
we
like the
comparing to the
Taliban.
Taliban as destructive as them? Because like you gotta also account for like how many people they actually kill. They kill 2,000 people in a day time.
Yeah,
Not to mention all the
I
other
mean I
people
don't
they
know
kill.
how many like how many. It's incalculable of how many like just weird like people who torture people for no reason. It's we
Yeah,
there's no
but
number.
they don't add up to the what the Taliban or the ISIS did.
Oh, I see your point. It's like a
Yeah,
how many people thing. Yeah, it's a people
like
thing.
yeah, to me it's like how much wrong
Yeah.
did you do, not what's your reason for doing it. Like I said, I don't care about your motive. Okay, let's say this. Let's say if all Christians believe slavery was okay. Then it's like, okay, I could see your motive because literally everybody who follows your religion thinks that's okay. It's still bad in my opinion, but at least it's
Yeah.
consistent with everybody. With the Taliban or ISIS, not every Muslim believes has that same belief set, which means they're twisting their religion to fit their true
Yeah, their
intentions,
motive. Yeah.
which is really to kill and destroy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they can sit here and say, "Oh yeah, my religion." I mean, yeah, sure, I guess, but why isn't
Hmm.
every other Muslim doing the same thing then? Something's not adding up.
Got it.
So that's what I'm saying. Your motive isn't good enough. The means doesn't justify the ends. The motive isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing
I.
self-defense, of course I'm listening to your motive because you only killed that person because they tried to kill you. Okay, that makes perfect sense. When it comes to the Taliban, though, I don't think they like their motive isn't good enough. I don't. That doesn't work. That's like being like, well, at least they had a reason for doing slavery, like, or at least he had a reason for touching that little girl. It's like, no, because then
Hmm.
everybody who believes in Christianity would own slaves, or everybody who believes in Christianity would touch little girls, and that's not how it works. So I don't know. I don't think the religion thing works for me personally. I think both of
Hmm.
them. But I do think that's an interesting question though. Like, let's compare. Let's say, because of course 9/11 compared to one person is never going to add up. So let's say like you kill three people mindlessly, or you torture one person for a long period of time. Like, is it what matters more, what you're doing, or how many people you do it to? I think that's what really we're getting at.
I think for me it's well, I'm kind of big on the motive. Like for me, but
Why?
well, because at least like you, I don't know that you could because you can't necessarily relate to them, but like you could see like, okay, there, 2 plus 2 equals 4 because you have two this and two of that equals 4, right? So it makes sense. So you could see like their thought process on like why they think they have to do it. But like when you just like walk up to somebody on the street and just fucking blast them, their head wide open, it's like that's just to me it's way more fucked up.
But they do have a motive. I mean, everyone has a motive. Like, even though it might not be explained, they were in a gang. So just like ISIS or the Taliban, they
Yeah.
believe that they're supposed to be doing what they're doing, which is just killing and destroying. So I mean, like, I don't think anybody really does anything without a motive, or people who are just sick in the head. Like,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which is might have been their motive, right? Is they're sick.
I don't. I feel like there's
Uh,
never like I feel like 2 plus 2. There's no crime anybody I feel could point out to me, and I'd be like, that doesn't like. There's nothing here that makes any sense as to why they would have done it. There's always something that points to at least a reason. We might not be able to see it at first, but they're in a gang.
mm-hmm,
Okay, what do gangs do? They do bad things. Okay, I can see why they would hurt an innocent person. I mean, to me, it's just that simple. I mean, I
mm-hmm,
understand that I mean, the Taliban may say, "Oh, my religion," but like that doesn't make you any better
mm-hmm.
because you're still doing mass evil when not everybody in your religion does that, and they know that too. They know there's a lot of Muslims that don't do that same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just a bad excuse. It really is just a bad excuse.
But so yeah, three people kill three people or one person
But the 3 people you
gets,
kill mindlessly and quick, that
yeah,
one person you
versus three
absolutely
people.
just that you like put them through hell for however amount of time.
Yeah, I had to go with the torture one, man.
Why?
Well, it's just the brutality's longer, like the suffering's longer. Like getting shot sucks too. And probably for that, couple seconds that you see that barrel pointing at you, and then maybe the couple seconds after you're shot and your mind's just trying to process it, and then it eventually shuts down. But like just being trapped somewhere and you won't be able to like escape, and they're just fucking torturing you. That's brutal, man.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you why I think it's 3 people. I understand the suffering part for sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. But I guess for me, because you said suffering was a big part for yours.
Hmm.
For me, my big problem with the 3 people is, uh, like every time someone dies, my first thought goes to, um, it's kind of hard to explain. I always think of like a big tree, and that's all the people that they knew, all the connections that they had, and all the lives that that death affected. And
Oh,
so,
okay, I
unless
hear
that one
ya.
person you tortured and killed is like a celebrity or an influencer, their death is probably just gonna. I mean, not that I like it should be, but their death is gonna be much more insignificant than 3 people.
Hmm.
Because that person just knows so many people, probably infected a lot of people's lives. If you combine all of it together, you probably have like a crazy amount of people who's going to be affected by this death, for the most part.
Hmm.
Versus this one person, compared to those 3 people, it probably won't add up. So I guess I think because once you die, I mean, yeah, you're gonna suffer while you're there, but at the end of the day, you're gonna die. Whereas
Hmm.
those people who, like, that's why people say when you do suicide, you only hurt others and stuff like that because
Yeah.
after you die, everybody else has to suffer. Like you're leaving a lot more people in suffering rather than you just talking to somebody or getting help.
Hmm.
Um, so I always think like I don't know, man. It's just like when I think of like someone who died, I'm always like, dang, bro. Their mom, their brother, their siblings, their dad, their aunts and uncles, their best friend. Like, if I lost, God forbid, if I lost any of my best friends, I don't even want to say any of y'all names, but if I lost any of my
Yeah.
best friends, like, I'd be distraught, especially how young we are. Like, if we die in
Hmm.
our like 70s, I'm gonna still be sad. But if we die like young at this age, I'm gonna be like, bro, like, he didn't even get to like get on his grind. He didn't get to like live the
That's what I
lifestyle he's
mean.
talking about.
That's what I hate about too, about like fucking kidnappers or people who kill kids.
Hmm.
It's like, bro, this guy. I mean, it sounds immature, but like, if you get killed before like you're able to like get a girlfriend and like experience love and like and sex, it's like that's just fucked up, man. Like fucking killing a 10-year-old or a 5-year-old, dude. Like, it's just to me that's another reason why like I think about like the police and the military because it's like you could prevent that in a sense.
Kinda.
Um,
Yeah. In
kind
a
of,
way.
yeah.
I see what you're getting at.
Um, yeah, so that's a big one for me. It's like killing a kid before that. It's like it's so fucked up. And they're helpless
Yeah.
too, because they can't even do anything.
Defend
Like,
themselves.
at least maybe a teenager, give them a shot, you know?
Yeah. You gotta get your reactants, bro. It's done after this. Oh wait, no, we're good. It's done after C. Make sure you get your reactants so you get the reward.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like you said, it's just it's sad. Like
It is, yeah.
I don't
And it
know.
happens all the time too.
Right. And my first thought, that person's dead, so they might be in paradise right now. I don't know that afterlife. I don't know what it consists of, but at the end of the day, if they died quick, okay, they could be in paradise right now. That's, you know, I mean, of course, let's remember their memory, but my first thought is like their parents. They've been taking care of that kid. They raised that kid. The mom had to hold it for 9 months. They wake up every day. Sorry, I'm not even getting choked up. It's just my freaking throat. Uh,
Yeah.
they wake up every day to provide for that kid. Like they sacrificed everything for that child. Their whole life, uh, I guess, amounted to making sure that child was okay, and they lost that.
Hmm.
So, I don't know, man. That just hits me hard. That hits me real hard. Um,
About like a kid committing suicide?
or no, or even just being killed.
Yeah. So,
Um, I don't know. When I think of like, if I think of like the love I would have as a parent, like I have thought, I don't want to have a kid, but I have thought about like how I would feel, how much I would care about my kid if I did have one, and I couldn't even like put it into words how much I would care for like my own kid, because like I don't, there's nothing closer to you than your kid, like nothing, because that's like you created that thing, you know what I mean? Like that
hmm.
came from you, and so like of course I'm gonna care and love this kid like as much as I can, and like working every day for them, and like that's your motivation, and someone takes them away from you, bruh, like you're
For
gonna be
real.
livid.
That's why a lot of them, like, yeah, they either commit suicide or like they kill that person and then they're in jail forever because that's the only thing. It's like you took it away from me. Um, I don't even know how people could get over that. It's sad to think that people have to go through that.
For real, on a daily basis.
Parents have
Like
to.
it's not even like,
Yeah.
oh, every now and then. No, it happens on a daily basis,
Yeah, it
dude.
happens all the time.
Especially nowadays with like schools getting shut up and stuff, man. Like I don't know. I can't. I never was ever scared to go to school. I guess into high school, I was starting to be like, man. I started to have like a little anxiety trips. I was like, what if someone just came in here and shot it up right now? What would I do?
Hmm.
Like, what am I gonna do about it? But um, I would definitely say like when I was a kid, like my little brother's age, like 10, 11. Bro, when I went to school, I felt so safe, man. Like I was like,
Hmm.
dude, nothing can happen to me here. There's all these people. No one would hurt kids, dude. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. Like kids seem like the target nowadays.
And then for me, it's like a lot of the times they might be getting bullied. But the thing is, like, you're shooting people who didn't even bully you, bruh.
For real, like
Like, that's what
exactly
gets me
revenge.
kind of weird up on. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's the mentality, because a lot of people say eye for an eye. I feel like a lot of school shooters have eye for a body mentality is what I call it. I don't know. There's probably proper terminology, but I call it eye for a body, which is just instead of exacting your revenge, which a lot of people would be able to reason with, they go like 2 steps above, and now they're just trying to make the world suffer.
Oh, I hear ya. Yeah.
So they're not thinking of, okay, who hurt me? They're thinking of, I want other people to feel how I feel. But I want it to be much more than just like a few people. I want like to make the world shake type stuff. Like I want to just
Hmm.
cause mass hurt and pain. How do you do that? You take a lot of people off the map. That's why I said
Yeah.
like that's why I said the more people it is, the more I think it means, because whenever someone wants to hurt a bunch of people, all they have to do is go after a lot of people, and
Yeah.
then now they've affected so many people that it's like they've caused so much hurt. So I don't know. That's what I mean, I could be wrong. These people are sick in the head, so trying to understand their reasoning doesn't even make sense because we'll never really understand someone that's sick. But
Hmm.
if I could try to make sense of it, that's how my mind is able to.
Or I think generally speaking too, they're like the world hurt me in general, but it's usually just like 5 or 6 people, but then they fucking just fucking killed tens of people.
Yeah. Dang, bro. Do you hold on? Do you have a what's it called? Relic G5?
Relic G5. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I have
Could you put
9.
it on?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's what the
I
lexicon
did.
is on. All right, thanks. Um, yeah. I don't know, man. It's a crazy world, bro. Like
It is.
the more
Like
I think about the world we
sometimes,
live in, the more crazy I realize it is.
sometimes I kind of don't want to go outside, bro. I'm just like, if I'm fucking happy at home, dog.
Right.
No cap,
Well,
because
that's how I
it's
started
like
having
it's
like I
so
literally was having
unpredictable.
I was having like panic attacks about New York because I was like, bro, so much could happen to me on like a daily basis. Like I could just be literally in my room and something could happen to me, like stray bullets or
Mm,
whatever. And so I started like panicking because I was like, bro, like I signed myself up on a death wish basically, but but then I was like, nah, millions of people live there and no one would live there if
yeah,
if you could die. Well, if you did, if people were just people do die every day there, but people wouldn't live there if it wasn't a way to survive. You know, if everybody had a guaranteed death, there would be no people in New York. It's one of the most popular cities in the world. So,
mm,
um, then I was able to like calm down and breathe. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, it could happen any day. Like, wrong place, wrong time, and then you're dead. It's that simple.
yeah.
Everything you worked for, everything your parents worked for, all the people who love you, like, it's just over. So, like, just to even think about that, like, drains my spirit, dude. Because that
I
happened to
know.
people.
Yeah,
Dang.
like that one, the mother and her newborn is like just going out for, a summer jog, and then you just get hit by a teen that's drag racing, and you're killed instantly. It's like, what the fuck, man?
That's messed up. That's messed up. That's a lot of things too. I remember I saw this one video, kind of similar to what you were saying. It was this family. And they were walking on the side of the road, but there was no sidewalk. So, like I understand, because usually I'm like, bro, get off the road. But if there's no sidewalk, like it was on a bridge too. So it's either you
Oh
fall off the
shit.
bridge or you walk on the road. So like, okay, I understand. If they're all walking as a family, they probably don't have a choice. So, because no one would choose to do that, of course. Like to walk on a bridge like that. So they're probably going somewhere they have to go. And so I'm watching the video, and I'm like, why is this even posted? A freaking car going at least 90 miles per hour. Like it looks like it's trying to hit them. Just
Hmm.
runs them all over, except for the youngest kid. So the youngest kid's probably he looks like he's maybe like 4, and he just watched all his family members just die in front of his eyes. Like
Damn.
they all just fly across the screen. I'm like, bro, why? Like, why couldn't you just? No one else was on the road either. The road was completely empty. It was just the
Hmm.
car and them. The person, all they had to do, I don't know if they were on their phone or what. All they had to do was just scoot over to the other side of the road. But like I said, they were going so fast. My only thought is that they either tried to do it or they were looking at their phone, just being like negligent. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, bro, like imagine losing like a whole family. Like that 4-year-old just lost his whole family. He probably can't even process what just happened.
She
But
probably
like
doesn't even know what happened.
exactly. But in a few years, someone's gonna have to tell them like, yeah, your whole family got ran over and passed away. Like, it's just that simple. And then like,
Yeah.
there's nothing. I mean, that person might go to jail or something, but it's over. Like that's it.
And it's not even fair. Like, no amount of money would equal to the loss of that degree.
Exactly.
Um, that reminds me of another one. It wasn't 4th of July, but it was like around that time. There's this person I watch on YouTube, and he's like a very Catholic guy. So his church had a gathering at a parking lot, and they like closed it off to light fireworks. And this car jumped like the median, and then like ran over these a brother and a sister. They were like super young, and the brother died, and then the sister is in like really critical condition.
Like the ICU
And
type
I'm
beat?
just like, yeah, and I'm just like, all from like a distracted driver. Like, how do you jump a curb, like jump a median, and then go into a closed off parking lot and like run over like the group of people? It almost seems like it's targeted, you
That's what I
know?
mean. Like when it's
Like,
that bad, it seems like because I mean you could at least brake at that point. I would
yeah,
think or
like that's what
something.
I think. Like you hit a curb, you're gonna gain air, and then you just slam on the brakes. Um, but what a lot of people do though is like in a stress situation, they confuse the brake with the gas pedal. So they try to like brake, but then they hit the gas pedal, and then by then it's just fucking too late. And then so yeah, the parents had to like, dude, they just had this kid like
How old
four
were they?
years ago or 5 years ago.
Like 5?
Yeah, like around that age. Like I don't know what you call them, toddler size ish. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty like toddlers.
um,
A little bit older.
but yeah, it's like they're just watching fireworks and boom, you just get hit. Um, yeah, and then imagine like, well, she was probably in shock, but imagine like seeing your like like you get hit by a car, but then you just see your dead sibling just right next to you. I
Yeah,
mean, that's crazy,
you're scarred.
man.
And
I
it's such
know,
like a
like,
cold like that's so cold. Like I don't know, like it's crazy that the world can be that evil.
yeah.
Like how did that kid deserve that? You know, there's nothing that could have happened. But sometimes I think this kind of goes into a different topic, but sometimes I think that we pay for other people's karma. Like,
That's what my priest was saying. So I was like, why do bad things happen to good people? And he said sometimes, well, he said that Jesus said that we are all his messengers. And then so if we do bad, like our family does bad, one of us will be the messenger, as in like we're gonna be a message for them to tell them to stop doing it. Which is like really effed up. But that's what he said. So you're correct. We do pay for other people's mistakes.
hmm,
But the person who dies though isn't the reason, like instant karma, right? Okay, I cut this person off, so then I crash my car. He said that sometimes, like say your brother did something, you'll be the messenger, to tell him like, okay, like you need to fix it. Because he said too, he goes to like the hospitals, and then a lot of the people are like, why did God do this to me? Um, I don't deserve this. And then he said most people though, they figure out a reason of why God did it, like why God did this horrific accident, and now they have to like witness and be a part of, the whole ordeal. So it's
dang.
crazy. It's
Yeah,
sad. It's like you want to ask like why? What is like what they're doing to? I mean, unless you murdered somebody, is the amount of bad they're doing
worth putting on
equal
someone else.
to equal to like having my sibling die for it
Yeah.
just for me to stop? Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Like, it's extreme.
yeah,
Like, I don't know
we'll
if
never
that's
know really.
even.
That's like one thing I kind of thought about it. I was like, it makes sense at first, but then I'm like, well, unless they're all murders, car accidents, and etc., like sometimes you don't pay for stuff. It's just bad luck.
That's
It
another
just
thing too. My
happens.
first question is like, what are they paying for exactly?
Exactly. Like we talking
Like,
about like
what did they do? Like, what lesson did that teach them?
yeah,
Because to lose your kid from a driver, I would think like, okay, maybe they
you have to fucking murder
accident
somebody, dude.
drive
Yeah, or something.
or something like that. But like, then why couldn't they like almost get hit by a car or something like that? Like their life was
Exactly.
close.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does it have to be so like gruesome? Um, yeah, so that's one thing that, it's interesting.
Yeah, man, that's I'm not a very emotional person at all, but I think when I continue, because usually I can talk about this stuff and I don't care, but or not I don't care, I don't have like an emotional reaction. But the more we talk about it, the more I'm finding myself like I think as a human, when all you have done is lived and all you know is living, and you've seen people die, you hear about people dying, people might have died close to you, but you haven't died. All you know of is existing. All you can really imagine is existing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear about people who pass away and stuff, the first thing I like, not it's not the first thing I think, but I think usually we always think like, okay, well, even if we don't realize it, we're like, okay, well, it wasn't me though. So like, it's probably not gonna happen to me. Probably not gonna happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not gonna happen to me. So we keep thinking we're invincible, kind of, in a sense. You know what I'm getting at? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't really think about the fact that we could die, but when you really sit there and think about the fact that you're very mortal and at any moment your life can be taken from you, like people have died from straight bullets. You know how crazy that is,
Yeah.
bro? Like, okay, at least we could say, okay, the driver thing, okay, he probably wasn't paying attention, being an idiot. All right, well, at least we know why it happened. But a straight bullet, like, we don't know where this came from. We don't know what this person was shooting at, but it just happened to hit somebody that I cared about, that I loved, or it just happened to hit me and now I'm dead. Like, that is the
Mm-hmm.
craziest thing, bro, in my opinion. Like, it's almost like, I guess that's how you feel about motives, but for me, it's like, for me, I don't care about motives. I care about, like, at least I want a reason for this happening. It's kind of the same thing, but it's kind of not. Like, a stray bullet, it's like the chances type thing. Like if there's a
Mm-hmm.
negligent driver, okay, chances are they're probably gonna hit somebody. Okay, this person died. Yes, I wish it never happened, but at least I'm able to make sense of why it happened. A stray bullet is just absolute bad luck to like the highest degree. Like people living in these like
Yeah.
dangerous cities, they just died just because they happen to be at this place at this point in time. Like that's just crazy, man. That's crazy. Dang,
Damn it.
bro, I can't get
Did
this
I not do
freaking
it?
thing. You didn't pick a relic.
Oh shit, I thought I did.
Nah, I'm gonna do one more, and if not, I'll try a different day because this is ridiculous.
Alright, I equipped the one.
But yeah, man, it's. I mean, yeah. I mean, I have nothing else to really say about it. I
Yeah.
feel like I kind of exaggerated the topic at this point.
You
My
know another
spirits are low.
story. Yeah,
Hmm.
another story from that guy, that church guy. He was also part of the Wisconsin parade run over. So he was there
Hmm.
when it happened. So he said that he was saying that this girl didn't seem, or I don't know if it was a girl, but he said the driver about like the firework one, it didn't seem targeted because he said that he's been to one that's been targeted, and he said it's different. Um, and I'm like, yeah, that's just crazy. This guy's life, he's encountered like two, I wouldn't say near death, but like experienced mass death um, in front of his eyes. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, it's
And
almost hard to believe.
he's super religious too. So it's like,
Maybe that's why he lived. But it's super hard to believe, though.
it's like, no, for me, it's like, why is this guy so religious? Like, he's encountering all these bad things.
But
Like,
he lived it.
yeah.
He's in all these bad situations. You can't really curve that. This is what I always thought about, like when people pray and stuff. I always thought you can't ever escape evil. You can never get out of it. But if you are in a situation of evil, you have a better chance of living. That's how I thought
Mm,
about it. I don't know if that's right, but that's kind of what I thought religion, like praying, kind of kept you safe, even if you did run. Like if you're in a school shooting, you wouldn't get shot. So that's why I
yeah.
always think that like maybe because you can run into as much bad as possible, but if you don't die, it's almost like it's a what do you call it? A testimony.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But it's I don't know too like that's a lot. I mean, he's a
I know.
YouTuber, so he probably like does a lot of active stuff more than me because I don't go out a lot, so it's hard for me to run into stuff like that. But that's crazy, man. Like
I know.
that's crazy.
And they're so similar in like, in like what the topic, like both cars, both, runovers. Um,
Yeah, I guess if that guy
yeah.
was targeting, he probably would have hit more than two people.
Yeah,
Like that
that's what he
alone
was
kind of
saying.
tells you. Yeah.
And he like jumped the median. It's like he would have like lined up if he really wanted to do it. So
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I didn't mean to, but I mean,
yeah.
that. So how do you think that should be? And this is more becoming like a podcast. But how do you think that should be? Like dealt with. How do you deal with
Oh, like
somebody who?
legally?
Yeah. How do you deal with somebody who
Yo,
might have
that's
accidentally hit
crazy
people?
because it's an accident, but still,
Yeah,
I would
but
say leave
they
it up to the
harm
family.
people.
I would say leave it up to the
So what if
family.
they
If
say? What if they say? I think that person should die. Should they die? Should they get killed
I
if they be
mean,
on death
I'm
row?
really an eye for an eye person, so if they think that's fair, then that's just how it's gonna be, man.
I don't know if that's moral to me. I don't know if that fits my moral
Ethically, it's
code.
not correct, and I'll admit that. But like, well,
That's weird though, because that means you don't align with your own morals. If you believe in eye for an eye, you'd believe that's morally okay.
yeah.
Like that's like me being like, you shouldn't kill people, but if you kill people, then, well, I don't
No, I'm
believe in
just saying,
self-defense, but
I'm
if you do
just saying most
self-defense,
of
it's
society would
okay.
say that that's not right to, like, kill that guy.
Well, no, don't worry about society, just your morals,
Okay, my morals,
because morals are subjective.
I would say it's okay to do it. But I think that is a little brutal now I'm thinking about it. I would say, like, 40 years.
Yeah,
40 years is
see, I
fine.
don't even think
Killing
prisons.
them is, like,
I don't even think
it's a
prisons
little
really.
strong.
I don't think prison's even a good. I guess discipline. What is punishment? I don't think prison's really that good of a punishment, to be honest. I mean, I understand it's very. I guess it's more civilized,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think like let's say a pedophile. Oh, I served my time in prison. Okay, so you spent like maybe 20, 30 years in a box, and then you can go outside like 1 hour, 2 hours a day, and like, what did that person really learn though?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So what would you do then?
that's where it kind of gets muddy, because I'm always
Mm-hmm.
gonna align with my own morals, and a lot of people wouldn't probably align with this. But I think I'm very eye for an eye too. But like, let's say a pedophile probably doesn't have kids, or if they do, you don't want to harm that kid to get back at them. So I think like whatever they did to that kid should be unwillingly done to them. Like I'm like a eye for an eye, but
Okay.
more exact. But for the in terms of that guy who accidentally killed those kids or that kid, that's a tough one. I really would have to think about it because he didn't mean to do it, obviously. And I'm thinking like I'm a human. I make mistakes, but some
Mm-hmm.
mistakes are more disastrous than others.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also trying to think of how I would want to be treated if I do something like that. Now, like pedophilia, I know that I would never do something like that, so I could say, oh, that person should have it done to them. Killing somebody, I know I would never kill somebody, so I say, okay, that person should have done it to them. But I can never say, I cannot rightfully say that I wouldn't be able to hit somebody if I'm driving. Because maybe like my mom texted me and I look down for a second, and then when I look back up, they're walking across the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and I mean, we don't know what really happened, but I'm gonna think that it's something like that, because like you said, that person scooted over. They didn't try to hit anybody else, so it's probably an accident. So
I would say let the family decide. I'd say that's the most fair.
probably hit him with a car, and then let fate decide itself. Just clock, however, get an estimate of how fast they were going. There's probably some scientific calculation that could do it. Oh, we want to go again?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can go again. Hold on.
Yeah.
There's probably some scientific calculation that could do it. Calculate how fast they were going, and then hit them and see if they can survive it. Because it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it was a mistake, but like your mistake
You
costed a
still did
life,
it, bro.
right?
Like,
Your
yeah,
mistake
that's what
costed a
I
life.
mean. It's like, I don't care if it was on that. Like, it's just the aftermath is what matters, right? It's
But you
like,
could do the same thing. You're not gonna have that same thought about it.
exactly. Yeah, I
You're gonna
know.
be like,
I'm
but
like,
why
hey,
didn't
that's
you
not fair.
do? Yeah,
It's not
it's just easier
fair.
for you to say because it's
I
someone
know.
else. That's why I'm like, I don't wanna be that person who's like
I would say,
trying to
yeah, I would
crucify everyone for
say
a mistake.
what the most fair is. Like, if I ever did something, I'd be like, I want to have the family do to me what they think is fair, or like what they want to do, like that would bring peace to them, or like, somewhat at ease, right?
I don't know, bro. I'd be like, I don't think that's fair to kill me over that. I mean, maybe if you put me in like a fair chance where I could be killed or maybe not be killed, it's like maybe put me in, like a Squid Game or something. But like to kill me outright for something because that's like manslaughter is a great example. Manslaughter. I remember these one kids. They pulled out a stop sign. They pulled a stop sign out of an intersection. So people started hitting each other. And I think I might be wrong, but I think one couple died, but they only got 30 years because they didn't directly. It wasn't premeditated murder, but people still died from it. So it's manslaughter because they caused death, but their intentions weren't to kill anyone. It was almost like a practical prank. And so, like, I feel like that's another great example. But he basically did the same thing. He didn't mean to kill anyone. It wasn't a prank, but it was just things got out of control. Like, so let's say this. Let's say the stop sign incident. What should that be?
Oh shit. Man, if someone did that to say my teenage kid was driving through there, they took out the stop sign.
Yeah, that's a great example. Use your own teenage kid.
My
Killed
kid
a couple.
died.
No. Your kid pulled out the thing.
Oh,
and a couple
shit.
died because of it. What punishment should your kid get?
I wouldn't even know, because I wouldn't know what the pain would feel like. So I'd probably obviously keep on going back to like what they would want to do, but for what I think my kid's equal punishment would be, it's not even fathomable, really.
See, that's an interesting take on it. The family should decide. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Yeah, because it's like because they were the ones that got affected by it, right?
But what about if like maybe that person lived? So like they got in a car accident, they got
like
badly injured, they lost their legs.
something.
Yeah, they lost their legs.
Oh shit.
Should the family still be able to rule that they could die? Or should I guess that person would be able to
No,
decide
that person
case.
should be like at least protected from that, but other stuff could happen,
So like I guess my question is how far could it go though? Like what about the families like you see guys know I'm getting at?
Oh yeah, like the family's like, that's not good enough, my legs are still got one, you fucking dead, you try to kill me.
Yeah, you're the reason I lost my leg. I'm a basketball player. I'm a football player.
Was it on purpose though? Or
they pulled out they pulled out the stop signs. I'm saying no one died, they lost their leg.
Yeah.
Should that person have the right to say in your court of law? I'm just picking your brain. I'm not saying you're wrong or right because I kind of like your idea. But would you make it? Let's say Bo's the freaking Supreme Court justice, and you're like, all right, from now on, the freaking victims decide what happens to these people. The person's paralyzed from the legs down. They were a freaking NFL star or something. Should they be able to have this person killed?
Honestly, I would say that now I think about it, because I'm thinking if someone did that to me, they fucking crashed into me, and now I have no legs in me, I probably want them dead. It's evil, but, don't pull out that fucking stop sign. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how young you are.
So, an 8-year-old?
Fuck yeah. My legs are gone, dog.
Nah, I wouldn't do it for an 8-year-old. My legs are fucking gone.
I'm in a wheelchair, dude.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like they knew no better. I mean, they knew better. No, they didn't know better. They didn't know the consequences that their actions could bring. If it's like an adult or even like a 15-year-old, you know that you know what a stop sign's function is to keep people from crashing. So it's like, okay, sorry. I can understand that. But an 8-year-old, they can't even fathom.
Or I'll chop his leg off. I'll chop one of his legs off so he knows how it feels to be me. Now that's interesting, bruh. I chop both of them off, actually. Fuck that, not just one, both.
You turn him into a freaking like top.
I guess
like you only give him the top half.
Yeah. No, like yeah, I got my legs cut off from like the knee down. I'd be like, I'd want his legs fucking amputated from the knee down, so he
Nah,
knows
nah.
how
I
it
said you
feels to
lost.
be
No, you
me.
can't feel it from your your hips down, your
From
lower
your hips,
half.
shit, I'd fucking I'd cut his hips off then too. If I'm gonna be fucked up, he's gonna be fucked up too, cause he pulled out that stop sign.
An
At least
8-year-old.
he's living though.
An
I
8-year-old.
know, I know.
And if you got killed, that 8-year-old should be killed. Or
Yeah,
it's up to your family to decide now.
yeah, up to my family to decide.
What do you think your family would pick?
Well, that's a good question. I
I
should
don't think
ask
my
them
family
that.
would let an 8-year-old die. I don't think they would have
Probably
the.
not mine either.
I don't think they would have the. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think I could do it either, to be honest. Like, if my mom died, that's probably the person I love most. My mom and my dad. Or I love my whole family, so I can't even say like who I love most because when I actually think about it, I love them all for my own. Like I have
Mm.
my, I love different things about each of them. Um, but let's say we'll just use my mom because that's probably the person I'm closest to. And it was an 8-year-old. I'd have to ask for mercy, bro. Because really what I would think about is all the times where I should have had worse stuff done to me, but I kind of got away with it, or
Hmm.
since someone actually helped me learn, I was able to become a better person. To kill that 8-year-old, like he would never have a chance to redeem himself. And not that he necessarily would redeem himself, it's just the chance that he could. Cause I don't know, man, like this kid's 8. Like I'm 20. I couldn't imagine like being like going to a court case at 8 and they rule that I'm gonna die. Like I don't know. I don't think he deserves that. Now, if he outright kills my mom, I'll be like, all right, bro, yeah, get this menace off the earth. But if he didn't mean to, if it's just
Yeah.
like a little prank and he doesn't really understand the consequences, I'd be like, nah, bro, I can't. I don't have the heart. Now, with that being said, would you still be able to? You know, if someone close to you, I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but
Yeah.
let me knock on wood too.
I would have to. So they're 8. I'd probably have them get out of jail when they're 80.
What's the
So
point?
basically, their whole life is gone.
What's the
So
point of even letting them out of jail?
they could think about it. They could think about it for all
But
that
why let
time,
them out?
so that they could get that taste of like, oh, I'm free. But then it's like my life is over. All because that mistake.
That's harsh. I'd probably
Yeah.
say, I'd probably say 40, 40 to 50.
Mm.
Because I want them to still have a chance. Like at that point, they didn't have a chance. You're basically just torturing them. You're
That's
pulling
the
a
whole point.
psychological
That's the
torture.
whole point. Yep, it is psychological torture.
That's harsh, dude.
Or maybe 70s, so because at least they could get a job, and then right when they learn how to do something, it's like shit, they're fucking old. 70, maybe 75.
Bro, they won't give it to us, dog. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, this is just crazy. They literally won't give us the thing. It's literally the first bronze. You see what I'm talking about? The Lex Prime receiver on G5. It's
Mm.
right to the left of Octavia Prime. They gave us former blueprints, 2 of them before we got one of those. Let me try one more
Oh,
time.
you need that prime receiver? I think I might have
Yeah.
a couple.
Okay, let's do one more and then we'll try. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Whoa.
You didn't pick
Oh,
one,
yeah, I did.
or did you? Oh,
Dang, these enemies are about to go crazy. But
for real.
but
I gotta hit them like twice.
yeah, man, it's
So what would you do if some kid took the stop sign and fucking broke, and you got both of your legs are fucking gone? Would you cut both of them off like I did to him?
I cut one arm, one leg.
One arm? Damn! Cause one arm falling on fucking leg?
Yeah,
Cause if
cause
someone, cause there's
I
someone,
don't know, bro. Like for
yeah,
me, my legs are essential because I'm still active. So that'd be
yeah.
more like I thought. If I don't have my
That's a
legs, I don't
pain
even
in
want to
the ass
live.
too. That's a pain in the ass too.
If I don't have
And
my legs,
having
bro,
no arms.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now
Yeah.
I don't want him to live in like you could still do a
Be like,
little
oh,
bit,
it's
but you
alright. It's
just too
alright.
little. Yeah, you have just too little to
Yeah.
do what you need to do.
Damn. I agree, man. There's this one guy that got bitten by a shark, and he got like one of his hands bitten off. His leg was bit, but I don't think he has a. I think it was saved, so all he has is no arm, like from the elbow down. And he said if he could like have one, he said that he'd rather have one of his legs be gone than his arm, because you do so much with your hands. So that's
Well, that's
fucking,
him though.
yeah.
I rather have my legs. Cause I like run, jump, shoot. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
what am I gonna do without my legs?
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I can roll around in a wheelchair, but like, I can't jump.
It's fucked up. I mean, it's crazy to think about, like, would you rather have your fucking legs go or your arms go? I
What are
mean,
you picking?
both. Shit, I kind of don't even want to pick one because it's like it's fucking dad food you.
Well, I guess if you have your legs, what am I gonna do without arms? But like, I would need somebody to push me around if I don't have. Oh no, you could push yourself in a wheelchair like an electrical one. I guess. I mean, yeah, maybe arms then, but it's I don't know. It's hit or miss. It's like nah, cause yeah,
I
your
think
legs. You
I
just be
think I'd have my
walking
legs,
around.
man.
That's it.
I know. I'd have to
But
have
that,
my
but
arms
yeah, that's fair.
for
Cause
sure.
if you don't have your arms, you're just gonna be walking around, but you can't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. If I don't have either one of them, I just want to die. I'd probably try to euthanasia.
Honestly, I'd fucking take a whole bunch of pills, fucking overdose.
Because there's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can do. My life is over. I can't play
But that, yeah, that's
basketball.
what you
I
do
can't play
to that
video
kid.
games. I
Damn.
can't play photography. I
I
can't do
agree with that
photography.
too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what you get for being an idiot. But okay. Here's another part I feel like we're not really including. It's also the parents' fault.
It
Why is your
is to some
kid?
degree.
Why is your kid out here pulling out stops? What are you doing? I mean, yeah, they could be at work, freaking busting their freaking tail, trying to make some money. But like, come on now, you gotta have some level of supervision to where they're not at least pulling out
Hmm.
stop signs. The worst thing you should be doing as a kid is probably like freaking on some bad YouTube video with cuss words or something. Not pulling out stop signs.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think the kids who did it were teens though. Holy crap.
Here. Let me see.
Rating.
Damn, this guy's fucking me up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I got stomped
Here,
out.
right here, right here, right here, right here, right here.
Oh my god.
What the hell? I'm in my thing. I got knocked.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh.
Here, on my ping, on my ping.
I'm gonna survive.
Okay, get behind this log. I'm behind like this log.
Bro, this is like a
That might hit
freaking
mine.
lone survivor suicide mission, man. Okay, but now it
I'm
should be
taking on
very
my
simple.
fucking sun rays.
Okay. I'm getting out of here. Oh, you don't have you can't go invisible with your wisp. Alright. Because we
I
could just play the
can if I
invisible
jump.
game. Well, yeah, but like, you can't stay invisible. Like me, they can't see me at all. I
No,
have
it's pretty
permanent
good.
visibility.
Like, yeah, they're not shooting at me at all.
But you always have to be in the air. Like I'm saying, I could be on the ground shooting back, and they
Mm.
still won't see me. Cause we gotta finish our mission. We still gotta to get our relic. We gotta actually do our expedition.
Uh, Here, I'm dropping it right here.
Two-shotting them. Shoot, bro, they're breaking it so fast. This dude shot like 5 bullets at it and it broke. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, man.
Wait, where'd he go? Oh,
It,
okay.
they shot it out.
Here. Oh shit, I don't have enough energy to drop it.
Dang.
Drop my mod. It's up there, though, by the old one.